All right, so let's get down to the details now. The president of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has claimed his government is committed to reviving coast football in the country. During his 2018 State of the Nations address, the first gentleman of the land revealed that his government is making serious efforts to resuscitate coast football in the country, as he believes the demise of juvenile football has robbed the country of exceptional talents in recent times. Nana Addo believes this step will aid in the revival of the almost non-existent coast football, which has been responsible for the production of some of Ghana's finest talents, Ghana's finest football talents.
Government also remains committed to the development of football in the country. We have begun the rehabilitation of the Accra Sports Stadium, otherwise known as the Ohini Jan Sports Stadium, and in partnership with the Inner City and Zongo Development Ministry and the Ghana Football Association, we are constructing a number of football pitches in the Zongos and across the country to aid in the revival of coast football, which has been responsible for the production of talents like Abedi Pele and Tony Yeboah. We need to cast the talents at a young age if Ghanaian football is to continue with its traditions of excellence and perform well on the national and international stage.
Now, the president also announced the passing of the legislative instrument for the National Youth and Sports Act, as well as the creation of a sports fund to improve sports development in the country.
The Speaker, this year will continue the process of passing the legislative instruments of the National Youth and Sports Act, pursue the enactment of the draft National Sports College Bill, and create a sports fund to improve sports development in the country.
All right, we hope that it all comes to reality for us to develop our sport, as well as get the pitches for us to unearth more talents for football. Now, the executive chairman of Asante Kotoko, Dr. Kwame Che, has promised to reward each player with a 2-bedroom apartment should they win this year's CAF Confederations Cup. Kotoko will get their CAF Confederations Cup campaign underway with a home game against Congolese side Kara Brazzaville on Sunday, February 11th. Dr. Che, who rewarded the players with 5,000 Ghana cedis each following their MTN FA Cup triumph last year, believes the team will excel in Africa if the players are hugely motivated. He has also pledged a bonus of 20,000 Ghana cedis to each player if they qualify for the group stage. They last reached the group stage of any CAF competition in the year 2008. He spoke in Twi.
20,200 million. And on the end of the Mammo. And I'm with you call a project on us. Obia 2 bedrooms, the hall, toilet, Bibia Town, a Dibisuamamo, and no Yamame Yame, Homesia, a dear Mamusia, a year Obayano, Obia the Obabano, the Dao, where Yada, and then you'll be so Abakashaman semi in the cup.
All right, so that's it from Dr. Kwame Che. Win the cup and I'll build you a 2-bedroom apartment with everything in, a hall, a toilet facilities, everything. And if they're able to qualify as well to the group stage, 20,000 Ghana cedis for the Kotoko players. Dr. Che also announced the clearing of all signing on and salary arrears as an added source of motivation for the players.
Bibi go ho ne hamwa obeti ya ka kire me e ba ya no betiti nsem kakra bi em se taxes bi eniska bi e ba na me ka kire no so no e no kwa mo ye no se ka mo ma soti em ni mu bibia mo fa ya muska e fa ma yo se de beto ye na na wo no maintain ni sa ante no balance bi aka wo no mo fa ma ya mo e na em se biska kakra akra mo e no so wo sanu e no so obi ya bi am fi sa aka mo no e gusu a obekwa kohwe yi mo na dedam nso ya ye ni nyina ma mo enti enu obi aka pakrum sisi ya na awusu bi ehwe mu eti wa ye hwe no e de na wo ye oso ye bibi so e ma oma no na ye bibi ma ho wo ye bibi ama ho no asa ya ama oman no esremo se munkum ho.
All right, that's Dr. Kwame Che there for you, pleading with the players to do their best to get a good result here. Go and get another one in a fortnight's time in Brazzaville for them to qualify to the next stage of the competition. Meanwhile, staying in the camp of Asante Kotoko, their coach Steve Polak is confident the team will record a resounding victory over their Congolese counterparts on Sunday. The Porcupine Warriors will need a massive victory on Sunday to make their job less difficult in the second leg in Brazzaville a fortnight later. Kotoko have been eliminated in a preliminary stage of their last 2 continental outings, and coach Steve Polak says he's ready to reverse this to reverse it this time round. He says he has worked on the marksmanship of his attackers and assures Ghanaians the team will deliver the goods on Sunday.
Yeah, well, the sharpness is all over the pitch, isn't it? You have to have it from the goalkeeper right up to the left winger. And of course, you know, I know the question on most people's lips are, oh, what about goal scoring? Well, again, we was in this morning, as I just said, and we was doing a lot of crossing, a lot of finishing, and it amazes me how they finish in training at times. You come to the game, you think, well, why can't you finish like you do in training? But I have confidence and belief on Sunday we'll score 2 or 3 goals.
Okay, so Steve Pollock assuring 2 or 3 goals here at the Babayara Stadium, and the Brit has also been sharing with me his targets for the competition.
Well, first of all, it's I understand, you know, nobody wants to be knocked out in the first round, but you know, we're not only representing the Kotoko family, we're representing Ghana people as well. So, you know, there's a little bit of pressure maybe there, but you know, it's like one game at a time and see where we're at. What I can promise, we will try our very best to get the best results, which will help us to get through. I read somewhere that the teams in Ghana are not very high on the list in CAF, on the CAF list. The highest one is Kotoko, 36, and the next one is 56 or 60 or something like that. And to get higher on the list, you need to do well in CAF. Because remember, years back before I came here, you was number 1, these teams. And that's what's something that we've got to do. We've got to get through and try and get through to the group stages and then put Ghana football back on the map in the African continent.
All right, so that's that one is from the camp of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Now let's come to the camp of Adriana Stars. And remember, they are also playing in the CAF Champions League competition, and they have a match this weekend in Cairo. They are playing against Al Tahadi of that's Libya, but because of the security situation.
I am uncle. How can show the office 2-1, 1-0. Now the back. Now who be really Ghana so. Also, in the other. The piano, the money I make out when I say, yes, you for no harm about ball, or maybe being free, but another being CC for that. Will be a yes, I be in the war, imagine.
All right, so that's Sergeant Fajima Bedu there for you. Now, for the players who made the trip, they have goalkeepers Tijani Ahmed and Joseph Ado, defenders Emmanuel Okwaku, Farouk Adams, Kaleba Mankwa, Paul Edu, Justice Anani, Rashid Abdul, and then also Stephen Anochi Bedu, the midfielders Emmanuel Boatin, Sam Adams, Gokil Ahoto, Elvis Opoku, Noah Martin, Zakari Mumuni. We also have the strikers Nathaniel Asamoah, Bright J, and Derek Sasraku. Now, renovation works at the nation's Wembley Accra Sports Stadium is expected to be completed in 6 months. The stadium will be handed a massive facelift following government decision to splash a whopping 12.5 million Ghana cedis on the renovation of the facility. The first phase of the renovation will be done by Cope Ghana Limited. They were chosen after a process of tender were undertaken by the Sports Ministry. Manager of Cope Ghana Limited, Chris Avia, has been explaining the sort of works to be done on the facility.
As you can tell just by looking at it, you can see a lot of rust. In other words, the integrity of the metal work, the structural work is compromised. So basically what we are going to do, we are going to modify that metal work. We are going to modify the properties of metal. It's very easy. You go up there, you see the rusty parts, they are held by bolts. You take the bolts out, you put some of the structures that are really bad, you blast them. And there are several kinds of blasting. There's sharp peening and then there's sharp blasting. We are going to do sharp blasting. Basically, the sharp blasting removes the outer surface.
All right, so now Mr. Avia also gave details of what should be done to keep the facility from seeing further rust from the sea, as is the case now.
You know, it's interesting that you mentioned that. The galvanizing work is supposed to slow the process. You cannot completely eliminate it. Over time, it will change back to a rusted form. What we hope to do, and we talked to the minister already, we're going to make some recommendations. Part of the recommendation is going to be a follow-up maintenance schedule. If that had been done, we wouldn't be in this stage. I'm going to present a write-up on how we can maintain it so that we can keep it the way it is for a very long time. It will not require us to put up structures, to blast and do all of that stuff. As long as we maintain it, keep an eye on it, wash the salt off, keep an eye on it. If it needs to be repainted, wash it off and paint it again.
All right, finally, the contractors say it will not be appropriate to host league matches at the venue when renovation works are ongoing.
Oh, yeah, sure. So you would advise that you should. It hasn't started, and you see what I'm wearing. I wear a hard hat, and we haven't even started yet. I would not recommend it at all. The structural integrity is compromised. I've said that before.
What about traders and other offices located in the structure? There are several people who sell in the stadium offices and shops.
I have noticed that most of them are under concrete slab on the top, or concrete roofs, so they should be okay.
All right, Namiho Youth and Sports Minister Honorable Isaac Esiama says his outfit will meet with the clubs to use the venue, who use the venue as their home grounds in the domestic league, to find alternative arrangements for them.
Stakeholders will meet, and the final decision will be taken by the contractor. The contractor will decide. This is a national asset. We are renovating. Abaja Padiana, ye Bohombai. Naso say Bohombai, ye CC, ye Kama, and League no here, Nanson, Yantansama, Japadiano, and say, contractor no, and they determine, say, Wofa, Okoana Semenkoha. So, we're going to be a mother bar fine, because they will determine it as a winner necessary. But ye no Bishiana, alternative arrangement, yes, no more discuss it. Say, you're buying the photo, say, who say, League no so because, and it's be a Janus Ike, and I'm going to be a no Bishia, not League no so, Akosuboko.
All right, just to remind you that Sports Flash is coming to you, courtesy Prestige Capital Limited. They offer a full range of investment products. We also have Tabia Herbal Capsules for the treatment of constipation, waist pains and piles. Tabia mixture for treatment of malaria fever. Rock Care Clinic Limited, Pacum, for sexual weakness and male impotence. Now let's turn our attention to some international stories. And English players may be the masters of diving, says Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger. Tottenham's DELALI was booked for diving in Sunday's draw at Liverpool, and his teammate Harry Kane was accused of diving by the Reds defender Virgil van Dijk in winning a penalty. Now Wenger, whose side faced Spurs in the Premier League at Wembley on Saturday, made a comment at the press conference earlier this morning.
Football, I'm convinced that he wanted to say tricking your opponent is to say you have to be clever, you know. How far was it an apology for diving? I'm not sure at all, you know. I don't think he would. In my personal case, no. So overall, I must say we have to get the diving out of the game. I remember there was tremendous cases here when it was the foreign players who did it, but I must say the English players have learned very quickly, and they may be the masters now.
All right, so that's Arsene Wenger there for you. Also, a fresh doubt I imagine of Paulo Dybala's future at Juventus. The Argentine striker has been linked with Europe's biggest club this season, with Manchester United, City and Barcelona all mentioned as genuine suitors. And according to an Italian magazine, it's reported that Dybala has not renewed the lease to his villa for next year, and that has thrown out more indication that he wants to continue. He might not want to continue to reside in his current home. Now, also, Manchester goalkeeper David De Gea is demanding a record money to sign a new contract. The Sun reports that David De Gea is ready to demand at least £375,000 a week to sign a new Manchester United contract. The Spanish goalkeeper has been wanted by Real Madrid for the last few seasons and knows of his increased worth at Old Trafford. Now, De Gea was happy to ask for around $300,000 a week to put him on the same amount as teammate Paul Pogba, but now he wants to go beyond that and get another $50,000 on top, making him the second highest paid player at United. An Old Trafford insider says the financial reality has completely altered for David and his people in terms of what his next deal should be worth. All right, so that'll be it for sports this afternoon. My name is DELALI ATIASE. All right, so
due to that long conversation we had with Kojon Kantalawen yesterday on
okay, so you're playing part back.
We revisit yesterday's conversation.
What really was the conversation about?
It was about a lady who isn't too sure about her fiancé.
Okay.
A lady who feels the fiancé is
the one I recommended to fly to Kenya.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I guess by now she should be getting her ticket ready, you know.
In fact, we're going to settle on that today. We're going to talk that out today on Drive Top on Love 99.5. So you get on any of our social media platforms, like or follow us, and join in the conversation. Yes, we get to revisit yesterday's conversation. But for the benefit of those who couldn't listen yesterday, I think we would have to fill them in with
let's go through it again. But that was a nice conversation with
Kojon Kansala yesterday. At a point he got emotional and all of that, but hey, it's all good. All right, so this is it. We were both in Kumasi until my fiancé left for Kenya for work. For some time now, I have been having this strong feeling my fiancé is cheating on me. I sometimes actually dream about it. Whenever I call to tell him about it, he suggests those dreams are a reflection of negative thinking on my part. One day, a lady called me from Kenya to ask me about my relationship with my fiancé. It left me confused until I demanded to know her identity and why she wanted to know about my fiancé and I. Her response was that he always mentioned me to her as a sister. I called him to verify, and lo and behold, I heard the same voice in the background. I told him someone with the same voice had called to tell me about some conversations they've been having about me. Suddenly, my fiancé switched to tree with evasive response to my question. I told my parents about it, and my mom says I should give him some time because he has already performed the knocking right. I'm confused and do not know what to do right now. Please advise. So that's the conversation. You get on any of our social media platforms, like or follow us, and join in right away. It's Drive Time on Love. Good afternoon and welcome.
Back up your files in the office, turn off the computers, and step into a